So we have arrived up on the hill at Old Hangtown, or as many know it, the Placerville Speedway here in Placerville, California. Ready to go tonight with the Tarlton 21 team in the 410 sprint car with NARC. Really just preparing myself to take on this challenging racetrack, getting all my gear ready to roll and get the night underway here shortly.
Well, I wanted to show you the very edge of the Placerville Speedway. See, this racetrack, every single night it seems like builds like a foot-tall curb. And a lot of it's just because of how they prep it and how they've designed this place with no, outside wall. So all this material that they've kind of tilled up, it packs in, the material's kind of loosely put together and it just keeps throwing and it builds and builds and builds. And that's how every single night it literally just forms a cushion with all that material right up here on the top side of the racetrack. And I'm not just saying a cushion, like I'm talking a curb, and it can get rough, it can get choppy, like every night's just a little bit different. So in order to go fast here, at some point you usually have to get up there and you have to get with the cushion and run it really hard. And it definitely can be challenging. Now, not that you can't make good speed on the bottom, and we've seen guys win with their left front on the infield berm just putting around. But yeah, this place is just super unique because it's two different driving styles between the two different lines. But we're gonna get after it tonight. Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial, tons of money on the line, from quick time to hard charger to passing cars to multiple finishes and pill draws, and then how much it pays to win the race. I don't even actually know the exact number. I believe it's over $5,000 and all sorts of bonus money. So ready to get after it with the Tarlton Motorsports team. Super excited to be here and would love to finish off our weekend in Placerville on top up front with the 21. This is one of the toughest tracks on the West Coast, so would be great to get a good run and build some confidence for some of our trips here later in the season. Well, Placerville, it's always so muddy to pack in. You get 30 plus cars out there on this little racetrack, and man, you're all bumper to bumper and just rolling things in. But Placerville can also be deceiving, so it's extremely wet right now. The sun's out, probably needs some more of that moisture. Gonna be probably fairly quick to qualify. You're gonna have to hustle, and then we're gonna roll into heat races and features later, and I feel like this thing's probably gonna blow off and be very slick. So that's what we're getting ready to do. They're just cleaning up the 21 car, trying to get all the red clay off. We're gonna hop in, go hot lap, head to the infield, then go put 2 laps on the clock. Format here with high limits, format here with NARC is very similar to high limit, so qualifying is important to set yourselves up for the rest of the night. Dang, guys, I think off to a slow start tonight at Placerville. Gosh, this place is so hard to get around in qualifying, and I had a game plan going out there and just completely missed. Did not execute, so we went out a little bit, way late, and the track just got more technical and more technical, and like I said, I just missed my marks. So wasn't trying to mess with the curb at all, and still ended up messing with the curb quite a bit. I don't know, like I just drove in and was trying to keep good speed, and I don't know if I had a little lack of side bite, but also, like I said, just missed my marks and misjudged my 2 laps. So didn't carry the necessary, well, carried good speed, but didn't keep the momentum up. So that will put us, gosh, that sucks, it's disappointing. That puts us behind to start the night. We'll see where we end up and try to climb out of the hole. But gosh, this place, like I said, just super, super tough to get around. And with the 410, you got so much power, so easy to definitely feel out of control. And those 2 laps, I definitely didn't feel as in control as I would have liked. think I'm rolling off, man. You might as well roll me off from 68th place. Like I'm starting deep. I'm starting deep in this feature.
Yeah, you're starting deep.
What's your advice?
Drive the car hard, and you have to run up top and just bang the cushion.
Bang the cushion. So that's how you get around Placerville.
Yeah, you bang the cushion, and if you bang the cushion hard enough, you might win, you might not.
Or you might bring it back on the hook.
Yeah, you might bring it back on the hook. A lot of the time, people bring it back on the hook.
Yeah. Okay, well, we got in the show, so that's good. 6th to 5th in our heat race. Felt like that was going to be about most of what I could have done. Almost got to 4th just because a car in front of me made a mistake. I'm telling you, as a race car driver, the hardest thing to do on nights like this is literally just keep wiping your shield, pull that tear off, and like keep looking forward. Now we're in the feature. I was joking, you know, we're gonna be rolling off towards the back, and we'll have a shot obviously to move forward and pass quite a bit of cars. So that's gonna be our challenge again. Can we get the hard charger? Of course, we would have loved to be starting much closer to the front, had a better qualifying effort, you know, not made our heat races tough, but that's all in the past. So really hard to just judge your race car here. I feel like that's another thing, at least from my point of view, maybe just not having some of the laps here. And every time I come back, like it's very spread out, and the track always just seems so different. So it just makes it difficult to really decipher like what's going on. Maybe it's just because the track's so small, it feels like you're going actually pretty quick with all the banking, and so the corners come up fast, and especially when you're around other cars. So I don't know, that's the only thing. Like I just feel like I'm having a hard time giving good feedback also, because that's helpful to the team, and when I don't have a lot to say and we're not going fast, like it's hard to know what to do, of course. So anyway, we'll obviously make a big swing for the feature. The track's gonna slick off. Just glad that we did what we could do there in that heat race, and everything's right where we got it. And now we'll see what the lineups are and watch, you know, all the rest of the competition in between now and then. But we have 40 laps coming later, so it's time to prepare for that. Well, we're just getting ready to go for all 40 laps around Hangtown. It's funny, like tonight is almost the same situation as yesterday. We're rolling off 10th row outside, so 20th, just ahead of the B main cars, and I feel like the track's, you know, fairly similar. Maybe the curb isn't as treacherous, or at least not yet. It's just hard to say. I haven't been out on track in a minute watching the dash and watching the support divisions run, but it feels like tonight has potential to be a little bit wider. Last night the curb got super thick and it kind of just stopped, where I think now with maybe it being a little smaller, it might, like our right rears might kind of continue to cut into it, keep forming it and moving it closer to the edge. Now the game plan for this race is fairly simple. Be patient early, fill the gaps. If there's opportunity to move forward, you're never going to pass that up. But really look ahead. On a tight bull ring, there's going to be a lot of cars in front of us, and I'm really just paying attention to what the surface does. You know, there's going to be grip down low, there's going to be a cushion to kind of lean on, but see how that kind of changes throughout the race. And what sometimes seems like Placerville, watching a lot of video, when it gets so slick, a few unique lines might come into play, whether that's like a slider line, literally just carrying momentum across the slick, or sometimes guys are able to drive right through it and drive off with good throttle control. And a lot of that requires just getting your wing back, and you know, as the field load kind of changes, and you can really manipulate your race car to make those lines work, and instead of having to maybe pound the cushion for all 40 to move forward in this one. So we're ready to go. 21's all ready to go. Team's been working really, really hard. We made some different changes just to try to be good early and late, and now time to go give it the best that we got. So we'll be rolling off from 20th for the Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial.
So as we close in here on the halfway point of this 40-lap race, what you're kind of seeing right now is about what most of my race looked like. Just starting so far back, the racetrack was pretty slick. You know, guys could kind of make the bottom work. Some guys could make the cushion work, and about around lap 20 coming up, I did get in a decent rhythm, but the rest of the race, like, I just kind of felt like I was stuck in traffic, and we had a couple stoppages. So, you know, you kind of get going in one lane, and then your lane backs up, then the other lane gets going, and the cushion wasn't also getting any easier to run most of the race. So I just found it really difficult to move forward, and I also felt like maybe we had been too free. You know, even once I grabbed my wing and got it back in the trunk, like, we were just really free to run anywhere but on top of the curb. So it just made it difficult for me to maneuver and go to the middle if, you know, there was cars in both lanes, or even work the bottom. Like, I just didn't have that right rear stick where I had the side bite and could get into the corner and really get turned and drive off straight. So most of the rest of the race for me, honestly, as it got slicker, like, I just started to struggle more and more, and just felt like I had that drive off or could build that speed to create the momentum needed to get around Placerville, and you can see the curb will get you. So we started 20th, and as things kind of happened, and we didn't have any crazy battles, but we just kind of slowly worked our way forward, had a couple yellows, couple freebies. We ended up bringing the 21 home 14th, but man, I'll tell you, it was a long 40 laps for myself, just trying to give it 110%, but just difficult to kind of, you know, move forward and do what we were hoping to do from the back.
Well, back to the trailer, guys, after 40 laps. Not really, there wasn't probably much to really see there for us. I mean, obviously we went forward on paper, but never really actually legitimately passed many cars, besides maybe a couple early in the race. Just a long 40 laps for us. I feel like we just missed our setup probably some, and then it's just hard. Like, you know, I didn't make great laps early in the night, so I'm trying to just progress, right, even through the feature, and like, hey, how can I attack and get better? And just felt like I didn't know, I just hard to judge like where I was at. Like, I just didn't feel like our laps were, like, we just weren't making good laps. Like, I just had a hard time attacking cars, and I was just constantly spinning no matter where I was at. Like, I felt like I had to literally be plugged into the curb, like actually like on top of the curb almost, or really with it to have the necessary drive off. And even then, where the curb fell off in spots, like off of 2, like, just spun, difficult to get down the straightaways, and then, you know, trying to make the bottom stick, I just feel like I had to go too slow down there, where some guys could still carry really good corner speed. And so, yeah, I don't know, just overall didn't have the, you know, wasn't ever able to build up the momentum, and I kind of stuck to the top, probably lost me a couple spots, but I just felt like that's where I kind of had to be to try to make any speed of shot of going forward, right? What's the difference between finishing, I don't know if we were 15th and 13th or 12th, you know, right? Like, I was just trying to get any spots, and that's kind of where I thought I had to be. So, unfortunate, man. I'd really like to tackle this place. It's a tricky racetrack, and it's just super hard to race in the back. Like, it is. There's just cars everywhere. It's difficult to see visibility-wise on restarts, and you just got to be very careful. It's easy to get in spots that you don't want to be in and wreck, like flat-out wreck, whether that's into the hill off the back stretch, it gets narrow on the front stretch, and cars get 2-3 wide almost, fighting for real estate, and obviously everyone's trying to take, you know, they're taking and not giving. So anyway, I don't know. Just, it is what it is. Our night's over. Yeah, like I said, not really much to say. As a racer, you're just going to have nights like this, and it is what it is, and we'll roll the car in the trailer and be ready to go again. So that's that for Placerville.
Well, what'd you just say? When you saw me, what'd you say?
You finished 68 at 69 car.
Yeah, I know. Well, I started 68th, and I still finished. I think I still finished.
Yeah, you should.
Maybe
finished.
60, like third. Past like
10 down the drain. That good stuff.
Here's kind of a look at the surface.
I mean, this cushion. Look at the cushion. Look at this cushion.
Look at that. Here's 3 and 4. I mean, there you guys are sitting on the racetrack. There you are sitting on the track. Look at that. Just lift up right to the end. Say hi. Hi. There you go. Had some fans that want to be in the show. Just walking out here, and you can see gut slick. A little bit of grip off of 4, and just a mean cushion all the way around. So definitely would like to watch some video back to see what the guys up front, I mean, I kind of have an idea obviously what they were doing. Yeah, I mean, I guess probably, I feel like leaving here, this is probably the racetrack out of everywhere on the West Coast that I've been, probably would be the most difficult. Like, you know, like you have that track that's at the bottom of your list, and you're like, man, that's the one out of all places that probably struggle at. You know, I haven't been here a lot, but out of every time I came here, just never really able to produce results that we would like. At one point I felt like that was Chico, and we started to overcome Chico some, but man, Placerville, just need to come here and tackle this place.
I don't know, like again tonight too, I'm not sure if we were really super good either, and it's tough starting that far back, and if you don't have something that can just constantly be attacking and pushing the issue, you're just not really going to go forward. I think you kind of saw that with our entire race. So yeah, obviously frustrating. I show up every day to produce results for Tarlton and those guys, and we win and lose. It's always what I say with QRC, right? And all my journey with them, you know, you win and lose together as a team. So yeah, not necessarily one or the other. I mean, there's so much that could change your night. Again, like even our qualifying effort could have put us in a lot better spot, and I take responsibility for that. But yeah, NARC's just tough, and a couple of these racetracks, again, like I said, I feel like I've progressed so much, but there's still these moments, you know, and places to get to that are just really, really tough, that have that California style, and you just gotta, I don't know, you gotta hammer it, or I don't even know what you gotta do. You just gotta run hard and hope for the best, and just tricky. You know, I say don't overanalyze it. On to the next one. We made it through Placerville. Car survived. Appreciate you guys watching the videos. Always love bringing you along with us for the journey. We're going to keep cruising through 2025. I'm very blessed to get to do what I do and have a great team behind me, and just want to finish our stint with Tarlton strong. We have one more weekend next before we finish out the year, come like October-ish, couple more races, and just very thankful for the opportunity the whole Tarlton family has given me to literally make me a part of the family and race with them and be a part of the operation. It's definitely a dream come true, and 2025 has been, you know, some of the most fun I've had in my entire career. Even on a night like this, it's frustrating, and you're not gonna, you know, lose a little bit of sleep over it. Still pretty cool to be a sprint car driver and you know, continuing to try to build my career and be involved in the sport for a long time, and hopefully head to the top. So we'll keep working at it. Just takes time. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you watching, and I'm gonna try to not trip over this big old Placerville curb on my way out. See you in the next video. Deuces.